Hello and happy good evening, everybody, for the 6 o'clock vlog. It's absolutely gorgeous weather outside at the moment, so yeah, it's been a lovely weekend so far. This weekend, so yeah. There's been a few developments during the week. A few things that I'm going to chat about tonight. And we'll just see how long my voice holds out with me coughing and getting a dry back throat. So hopefully it doesn't fail me tonight. So I'll go through the comments first of all. So thank you everybody for commenting. So we've got the first comment, which is from Yorkshire Crafter. Good evening, everyone. So hi, love. Me and Julie, we had our wedding anniversary on Friday. We've been married 18 years, so it's been a bit of a mystery weekend, really. So yeah, evening, dear. And then we've got D Harris saying, evening, young fella. Evening, D. And then we've got D Harris saying, at Yorkshire Crafter, good evening. And Jason Charles says, good evening all. Hope everyone is okay and well. Evening, Jason. And then we've got D Harris saying, evening at Jay's channel. And we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying, evening at D Harris and at Jay's channel. And then we've got Horlicks saying, good evening. Evening, Horlicks. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying, evening to Horlicks. And we've got Ian Campbell saying, hi, Chris, Julie, J, D, Alex, Mark, and all. Good evening, Ian. Hope you're having a great weekend. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter, evening at Ian Campbell. And then we've got D Harris saying, good evening to Ian. And we've just jumped again, like always. We've got Jace Charles saying, at Yorkshire Crafter, hiya. And we've got D Harris saying, at Horlicks, good evening. And we've got Jace Charles saying hi to Ian Campbell, hi. And we've got DS Model of Vintage saying, hi, Mark and everyone in chat. Hope you've had a good day, as we've had. I've just been looking at your pictures, Dave. Looks like you've had a fantastic day. Yeah, it's been a normal Sunday for us, but apart from the boys have been tackling the garden, so might as well get it done while the weather's nice. And then we've got Dave Mac Bill saying, good evening, everyone in chat, and good evening, Mark. Good evening, Dave Mac. Hope you're well. And then we've got Jay Charles saying, at D Harris, hiya. And then we've got Ian Campbell saying hi to Dave Mac. And then we've got Ian Campbell saying hi to DS Models and Vintage. And we've got Dave Matt Bill saying hi to Ian. And we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying evening to DS Models and Vintage and Dave Mack. And we've got Ian Campbell saying congratulations. Thank you, Ian. Yes, it's a long slog. But yeah, it's been, 18 years and we're still going strong. So, we all have our little vices, if you know what I mean, where we could I do modelling and she does a cross stitch or diamond painting or quilling or anything really. So yeah, I think it's a nice little escapisms like that help you along the way. So we've got Geordie Dave. Evening, everyone. Evening, Geordie Dave. We've got Dave Matt Bill saying evening at Yorkshire Crafter, and we've jumped again. Then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying congratulations to you both. Thank you, Dave. And we've got Ian Campbell saying hi to Geordie Dave. And we've got Horlicks saying hi all in chat. And then we've got Geordie Dave saying hi to Ian. And we've got Steve131. How do, young man? Evening, Steve. Hope you're well. And then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying hi, Horlicks and Geordie Dave. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying evening to Geordie Dave and Steve131. And then we've got D Harris saying at Dave Matt Bills, at DS Malls of Vintage, evening both. And then we've got Geordie Dave saying hi to Dave Mack and to Yorkshire Crafter. And then we've got Steve131 saying hello to Yorkshire Crafter. Oh, gosh. We've got D Harris saying Steve131, how is you, stranger? And we've got Dave Mack saying evening to D. And then we've got Ian Campbell saying, me and you have 20th in June. We're off to the Caribbean for a couple of weeks. Can't wait. Oh, yeah. Why not? And then we got Yorkshire Crafter saying true dear vices. Yes. Okay, and then we've got D Harris saying, Mark, I'm 30-year married. Your hair will be like mine soon. I'm actually lucky because my dad went bald very early on in his late 20s, and it hasn't really happened to me. I get a little bit of receding hairline, but it's this bit of the front that bothers me. It seems to grow the longest. And then we've got Geordie Dave saying hi to Horlicks. We've got D Harris saying evening, Geordie Dave. And then we've got Geordie Dave saying hi to D Harris. Get it right, Mark. Well, we'll basically start the week talking about, well, what's been mainly talked about this week, which is the Spitfire. Never has a part work made the reputation of an aircraft so not great. So obviously, you know, we knew there was a problem with the undercarriage and the wire snapping, the replacement wire, which still has not snapped on me. I will say that this wire hasn't snapped on me, but it's there's been other problems as well. Dave Mack, I was talking to him earlier in the week about his Spitfire, trying to get it working because his undercarriage was working backwards. And basically he had a problem of one of the wires came out the terminal, and it's permanently fixed up in the upright position, which isn't a bad way to store it because it does look nice when it's in flight mode. But then the thing happened of the lifters. Now, basically the lifters, I would show you, but mine's at the moment, my base is outside my door, and I've had to take the lifters off. Now, this problem was first addressed by Horlicks. It happened to him. So I thought during the early part last week, I thought, right, I need to check mine and make sure that if there's any problems. Now, the one side, the brass bit came out really easily. So it's definitely was due to fail. And I'm glad I checked it because it was due to fail and probably damage the aircraft. So that one came out really easy. The other side was quite difficult to get out. Don't know if this is we don't know whether this is a manufacturing problem or anything. But I do know Horlicks has spoken to Harshette, and Harshette are just like, well, we've spoken to our expert builder. This is all from Horlicks, and we see no problem in it. The problem is, how many times has the expert builder run the aircraft? That means done a full flight mode and tested it to, the max. I did do quite a bit of testing on mine, and it did seem to be fine. My undercarriage was fine, but like I said, when I took my lifters off, I pressed down on one of them and it really easily came out. So luckily I haven't been storing my Spitfire on my base because of how huge the base is. It's actually still on the cardboard template, which at the moment is has been a godsend. I think my advice would be, if you haven't already, is with the Spitfire, I think store with the undercarriage down when not using it would be a lot better than to do it with the undercarriage up, so it doesn't put any extra strain on that wire. Horlicks has looked at his when it's up, and there was a lot of strain on the wire that lifts the undercarriage up. So my advice would be, if you're storing it, leave the undercarriage down, because then the wire's not at there's no tension at all. I am going to be sorting out the brass inserts. I do have some epoxy glue now, which I'm going to be putting in, gluing them down with, and then hopefully that will do the trick. I know Ian says he's looking at a fix for it, which is fantastic. I'm too minded whether to fix it or to wait until the fix comes out with Ian and get the fix for it. But we shouldn't have to be forking out extra money for a fix. This should have been addressed, really. So we'll just have to see what happens on it, but it's an absolute huge disappointment to what was a fantastic model, and I've enjoyed building the Spitfire, you know, all the mechanics behind it and everything and stuff like that. I really have I've enjoyed the journey. Even the taking it apart and putting in metal cogs and the new wire, I really enjoyed because it brought back memories of what I was doing. So I think with the Spitfire, it is what it is. I did though, I mean, really, at issue 11, we had a correction sheet. So the problems with Spitfire, it's been a while, you know, it's one of these things that issue 11, should we have known it would go wrong? I don't know. I really don't know. So I think it is what it is. I don't want to return mine. It's still a fantastic model and it looks absolutely really nice. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that everything will be sorted on it and a fix will be sorted. And yeah, okay. So I'm just going to catch up with chat and then I'll move on to the next one. So, well, oh gosh. All right, okay. That was quite nice. Okay, so Ian Campbell says, funny you say that my dad was bald by 22. It made me laugh how he grew the sides and combed over, lol. Yeah, I remember in the 80s there was adverts like that on the adverts with the guy with the comb over. That just brings back memories for me of that. Yeah. Steve 131 says, at D, we okay? Internet keeps going off. Oh dear. Luckily, we're with Virgin Media, so all ours is underground. So I'm getting pretty great, you know, internet with Virgin Media. And Ian Campbell says, yes, they have butchered it, Mark. Yeah. I just can't believe a company like Hachette has put their name to this. Really, it you know, and then to just deny that there's a problem when there clearly is, and it's documented. There are problems out there. So yeah, we've got World of Wayne. Lifters killed mine. Yeah, yeah, because Horlicks was mentioning that he'd been speaking to you about it, but it's not great. It's just I think the entire aircraft was thought wrong on the electrics. That's my opinion anyway, and it should have been done differently. Now, I know the Zero is completely differently done, you know, because I have been watching that build as well. I know that is completely different way of doing it, and it looks like that should have been the way they did it, but it's where these things are built, unfortunately. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying evening at World of Wayne. I've got Steve 131 saying shot themselves in the foot with Spitfire, could kill off part works. Yeah, I think it's a little bit like the DeLorean. The DeLorean had problems. Now I'm lucky, I'm building mine after the run of the DeLorean. So for me, I'm sort of, I can look ahead and see if there's any problems, and then I can, you know, try and sort it. But all my electrics on DeLorean are working, so it seems to be okay so far. Matt Bill says, with the Spitfire, it's one problem after another. Yeah, definitely one problem after another. Ian Campbell says, Matt, did you know you have something on your... I think it's reflection. Can't see. I think it was reflection. I was seeing it, but like I'll try to do that. I mean, goodness knows. I've got Geordie Dave saying hi at World of Wayne. I've got Ian saying hello at World of Wayne. World of Wayne saying hi all. World of Wayne on the MiG 11 again. On the M11. I thought you were about the, yeah, MiGs. Read it properly now. On the M11 again. Dave Matt Bill saying with the weight of the Spitfire, it doesn't help the lifters. No. I'm going to check my rear lifter as well to see if that's going to be a problem, because I'm a little bit concerned. It's, you know, yes, okay, we've got the problem with the two wing lifters, but what about the rear? Because there's a lot of weight in the back of that aircraft. So we'll just have to have a look and see what it looks, see how bad it is. But I mean, it is thanks to the likes of Horlicks that has really gone into it, but I know he's not happy with the result of how his aircraft is, and we've been helping him build it for the last couple of years, and it's just such a shame what's happened. It really is. But I always said with the Spitfire, we should have been testing it as we go along, not testing it at issue 100. It should have been tested all the way through, and it just wasn't. And it was like, will this work? Won't it work? I mean, I know, yeah, we did get a test board where we could test motors, and we could test other bits and pieces, LEDs and stuff. But we never did a proper full test of it until they gave us the PCB board, which I think they could have supplied quite earlier on, and we could have done some tests with it along the way. But it's just how it's been, how the instructions have gone, and how the way it's been built. So, but yeah, I would have liked to have tested mine throughout the build. We've got D. Harris saying at World of Wayne, good evening. I've got Dave Max saying hi at World of Wayne. Got the Nexus saying hi everyone. Hi Kev, hope you're good, mate. Ian Campbell says the part with the brass insert I'm redesigning into a single part to ensure that can never happen again. Right. I mean that's definitely, it hopefully solved the problem. It just shouldn't have happened. I can understand them discovering about the wire, but they should have moulded the other bit so it wouldn't have slipped out and damaged your aircraft. So, Ian Campbell says, at World of Wayne, Esther driving. Ian Campbell saying hi to Kev. D. Harris saying, the Nexus, good evening. I've got Johnny Dave. Cool at Ian Campbell. We've got Scott from Building with the Boys. Evening all. Evening, Scott. Hope you're well. We've got Steve 121 saying, do the zero. Yeah, it's that engine that scares me about the zero. I just don't know if my my shaky hands would cope with it. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter evening at the Nexus. Oh gosh, it jumped again. Right, where am I? Trying to find it. Right, okay. Then we've got the Nexus saying hi, Ian and Dee. And then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying good evening at Building with the Boys. Got the Nexus saying hi to Yorkshire Crafter. We've got Ian Campbell saying great family pick at World of Wayne. You all had a good weekend? ? I saw that picture. It's really nice. Oh, hang on a minute. We jumped again. Right, where are we? Right, yeah, found it. Got Building with the Boys saying hi to Dave. Got John's Model Making, evening Mark and all in chat. Yeah, hey John, I hope you're okay. You're another one that's had problems with the Spitfire. Again, there's so many people having problems with it, and I just wish Hachette would say, right, okay, we've got a problem here, and we need to address it. It's crazy. Georgia Day says hi at the Nexus and at Building with the Boys. World of Wayne saying great weekend, Ian. Sad now, won't see them for a month. Oh, yeah, that must be hard. It must be hard, not yeah. And then we've got Dave Matt Bill saying hi at John's Model Making. We've got Yorkshire Crafter saying evening at Building with the Boys and at John's Model Making. And we've got Ian Campbell. Of course, USA trip. I wish I could, yeah. I'd love to go to New York. I really, really would love to go to New York. But I think that's definitely out of my reach. We've got World of Ways. Yeah, Esther's driving again. John Model Making saying evening at Dave Matt Bills and Yorkshire Crafter. I've got Georgia Day saying evening at John's Model Making. Ian Campbell saying, is she terrified at World of Wayne? LOL. Oh dear. And then we've got Ian Campbell say, nah, it dropped off a minute back. LOL. We've got John's Model Making saying evening to George Dave. We've got Harley saying, mine's done about 20 flights now, all still good, touch wood. I've even jinxed it and put the wing panels back on today. Well, that's good, Horlicks, because I know you're really disappointed with what's happened with your Spitfire. We could all tell when we were there Friday night, you know, we did another, nearly 3.5 hours of live stream. Was it 3.5 hours? Or was it 2.5? It was something like that. We know how disappointed, and it wasn't up to your usual standard with the Spitfire. You know, and you know, the thing is, if you wanted somebody's to go right, you would expect Horlicks's to go right because of how much care and attention he puts into his electrics and into his models, and for that to happen is, oh dear me, just not great. But Ian Campbell, I'm going to see if there's anything I can do to make the light run smooth, not judder. Oh, lifters, right. Sorry, I just saw the comment underneath. Dave Bell said, I'll have to check the rear lifter. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. When I get it back on the bench, I'm going to have a look at that rear lifter and make sure there's no problem there. Ian Campbell, lifters, yeah. Oh gosh, we just jumped again. Here we go. Ian Campbell says, well, you certainly made it rise above the ashes, Horlicks. Yeah, you should call it something. You should call your plane something like the Phoenix or something. So, very fitting name. Willow says, zero engine is easier than Jag rims. I can imagine that. I couldn't do those Jag rims. I honestly, it drives me insane. I mean, I struggle with Photoex on the Bismarcks, never mind, you know, the Jag rims. Bill with the Boy says, I wanted to build R2D2 tonight, but just got back from my boy's birthday party and a small army of 9-year-olds, all jacked up on sugar, having exhaust. I know. To tell you the truth, me and Yorkshire Crafter, where we lived before, we used to do scouting. So I used to run the actual scout centre. So I was the group scout leader. So I was in charge of all sections, and I mainly did the scout side of it, and Yorkshire Crafter did the Cubs side of it. And I know what it's like when we used to do district events where we used to get all the Cubs in the district to, you know, like do a Christmas disco and stuff like that, and how bad it is when they're on sugar. But you got to remember, what goes up has to come back down again. So, you know, might be hyper for a bit and then hopefully knock her off, if you know what I mean. John's Model Making says, we haven't run a landing gear test on the Zero yet, but other tests have been tested. Okay. You see, I just don't understand, and I don't know if D can accommodate those, because obviously D and Dano's Universe are built. Coming off how the electrics are on the Bismarck compared to the electrics on the Spitfire, it's crazy. I mean, the Bismarck, that does have more electrics in it because it's got all the more motors and lights and everything like that. That seemed to work out fine. But the Spitfire is just being a complete letdown with it all. It's, I just don't know. Okay, we've got Helga saying, hi all, hi, hope you're well. And then we've got Ian saying, at World of Wayne, really, LOL. And we've got Dave McBill saying, trouble with Hachette, they won't admit to being a problem with the Spitfire. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, when we got to issue 93, we got the thing of, right, don't build no more. Obviously, we now know why we didn't need to build anymore, because we needed to pull the plane apart and redo the gearbox for the landing gear. But I mean, them lifters should have been looked at sooner. And if it wasn't for it happening to, say, like Horlicks, I wouldn't have checked mine and wouldn't have thought nothing about it, and I probably would have had the same. I would have had, and you know, it would have failed and probably failed mid-flight. And then, obviously, you know, I would have broken my prop as well. So, yeah, it's not great. So I've got Ian saying hello to Helga. And I've got Ian saying, all right, to building with the boys. And we just jumped again. And we've got Ian Campbell saying, hi, John's model making. And we've got Helga saying, hi, Ian Campbell. I've got Yorkshire Crafter said, I'd be up for a New York trip, LOL. I don't think they'll let me into the United States. I'll probably say, no. You stay in Britain. John Mulrick saying, hi, at Ian Campbell. We've got Dave McBills. I hope we don't have any problems with the Titanic build. Yeah, me too. It's just, it's crazy. It is. I'm hoping there's not as much in the Titanic build, I believe, but we could be, yeah, it could work out bad. Well, Wayne says, I'm starting that this week at Dave. And then we've got Horlick saying, I thought about the rear, but I am not too concerned about that one as it's connected to the plug. And if it fails, it shouldn't fall off and it will fall back and won't damage the propeller. Yeah, fair point there. But for me, I think I'm just going to reassure myself and check it. I think it'll niggle in my mind and my OCD won't be able to deal with it, and I'll probably be one of these people is I don't want to put my aircraft back on the stand until I've checked it. So it's just it's a really, really nice build, and it just seems to have gone wrong right at the end. Okay, so Dave McBill says good luck at World of Wayne. D Harris says electrical on Bismarck were a breeze, at least you test as you go, lights and motors. Yeah, it's probably going to jump again. Actually, we're getting down to the bottom of this. But Helga saying hi, Mark. Hi, Helga. Horlick says this was my reply from Harshet. So this is a reply Horlick's got, which I've already seen. But regarding the problem with the lifters, our expert isn't able to replicate this at all and can't see a logical reason why they would be failing. Well, it's clear as day. It was designed wrong, and you know, it's well documented that the lifters can fail. How much more proof do you need? You know, it's not exactly the people who are building this and it's failed on are not recording it or keep showing any video evidence, because we're sharing this with fellow builders on YouTube. So how we can, yeah. Well, Wayne says the landing gear was the least of their problems. Yeah, it's just so if it was tested like we're testing the Bismarck throughout the build, then we could address the problems at the time. That's all it needed. It needed to be tested, but we weren't tested until we were 100 issues in. It's crazy. Ian Campbell says, I'm Modz. I think Juliet is referring to the New York in Lancashire. Oh dear. Bill Boy says, have Harsha addressed the issue yet, or are they still silent? From what from obviously, you know, Horlicks is in with our community. From what they're saying is they're flat out denying it. And basically they're just saying we can't see an issue with it, even though we do have documented evidence that there's a problem. So right, so we've got Heather saying hi at Wayne Green. We've got the Nexus saying, yeah, it looks like they're burying their head in the sand with this one. I think it's too far near the end for them to do anything, though I would continue to badger them. Yeah. It's just, can you listen to what your builders are saying? You know, your subscribers. We've paid £1,000 for a model that has serious issues, and they're just not listening. And I just think at Harshet, it's just being passed from pillar to post. So, you know, it's a bit like when they do a test build and you ring them up and ask them, is this a test build? And they say, no, it's a full run. And it's not a full run. It's a test build. But as far as I'm aware, with test builds, they have to act like it is a full, oh, goodness knows. Dave Matt Bill says he can't be much of an expert then when he can't see the lifters are failing. Very true, Dave Matt. Like we said, who is the expert builder? John's Model Making says part 81 to 06 of the Spitfire failed. End of. Yeah. The Nexus says this all goes down to the problem I said last week on my channel. It is when they go from Chesterfield to a full run, and it goes for my 3D printed test run to a full die cast and parts in a full run. Yeah. So what Basic Nexus says is there's obviously a plastic 3D printed that they're saying, yeah, this is what we can offer. And then if it's decided to be given a full run, then basically then that's how it happens. And all the marketing is on basically the prototype of it. So, yeah. Oh, right, hang on a minute, we jumped again. Not too far, thank goodness. Willoway says, evening Helga. Steve131 says, what you think of John builds the Prince Eugene? I'm really enjoying that with John, because I'm picking up little tips from, this is John Builds Iconic Military Models. I'm picking up little tips with him over the things of, with the wooden Titanic. As you know, I'm building the Harshek one and I'm building the Eagle Moss one. So I'm picking up little hints and tips. Now, what I've seen so far of it is I'm just reassured that what I've done so far, I've done it correctly. But yeah, I really am interested in that one. And like Dee said to me, he said, you know, wait off on the planking until you see John do his, which is sound advice, and that's what I'm going to do. So we'll just, yeah, I am really enjoying watching the that build. But Ian Campbell said, Harshek just don't want a scandal and have to go back and reissue fixes again. Very, very true. But it is a scandal. But it's the way we're being treated over it. That's just completely and utterly, yeah, wrong. Yorkshire Crafter says, LOL at Ian Campbell. That's for the New York in Lancashire. The Nexus UK says, test build was supposed to see test build to a full run. Yes. Helga says, I hope we don't have the same trouble with the Zero. No, I'm hoping not. For everybody out there that's building it, I hope not. But who knows? The problem is, and I've said this in the past to like power mods and stuff, like with the Millennium Falcon has was the first part work I ever did. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I didn't get a Millennium Falcon when I was a kid as a toy, so building that was my perfect opportunity. Now it's only got a few lights and the ramp goes down and stuff, but you compare the Millennium Falcon to what they're putting into part works now. They're packing a lot more electrics in, and it's showing that obviously there are failures along the line, and like with power mods, is the batteries just don't last long anymore in them, and they do need the likes of Ian and whatnot to do the power mods for these builds. So it really is absolutely, yeah, they need to catch up is my thoughts on it in what they're doing. Yes, it's nice to have all these electrics and bits and pieces, but can you give us some quality electrics at the same time that are not going to fail on us? That's all we're asking. D. Harris says, at Steve131, nice build. Would need, I say no more. It is nice as a Zero, but it is being built completely differently to how the Spitfire is being built. The Zero's a lot more servos than what I've seen, which is brilliant for me because obviously when I was a kid I was always into the RC cars. So yeah, for me, I'd enjoy that, but I just can't afford it. I can't afford to do another one. Holic says, I've asked for a partial refund, waiting for head office to authorise. So I'm hoping you get that, Horlicks. You get a partial refund. And yeah, it works out for you. John Lawmaker says, Harshit informed me They will replace faulty parts after the sub has ended, as I need the landing gear motor. So yeah, I think that's another one as well. If you try and get your replacement, you know what? I just want a working aircraft. That's what I've asked for since day one. I just want an aircraft that works. It says what I signed up for, and it does it. I don't want to be sending mine back. Absolutely love the look of it, but yeah, it's absolutely crazy when that's what we're asking for and we're just not getting it. Waiting. Yeah, here. Stephen through phone says, yeah, at the yes, well, gel. Yeah. Well, away says Zero's looking good at the moment, Helga. Slight droop in one gear, but I'm confident that will fix itself when it calibrates. Right. Yeah, because when I watched the ones on that one, you got a button on the test board that can calibrate it. I think that's awesome. And the Nexus UK says, like I've always said, the more electrics, the more problems. Yeah. So I'm gonna sort of wrap things up. I know we've talked about the problems with the Titanic, not Titanic, the Spitfire. That's what it seems to be mainly about tonight. Hopefully out next week. I'll have the next pack 4 of the Eagle Moss Titanic. Hopefully that'll be out for next week. I'm really enjoying that because it's grown so huge in such a short space of time. If you compare that to the Hachette, that's huge compared to the Hachette Titanic. So I'm really looking forward to. I really enjoy working on that one as well. I've started putting some of the decking down as well, so it's really growing really quickly. The Hachette Titanic, that is obviously it's coming along. I did do a live stream of, was it 9, 10, 11, 12, I think it was that I did. Yeah, that's still coming on, but we're still getting inaccuracies in it. And yeah, I've got to do some painting on that one because some of the things need sorting. So hopefully I can get that done as quickly as possible. DeLorean's still great. I'm waiting for my next delivery of DeLorean. And Ecto 1, well, I've got to phone Eagle Moss tomorrow because I got a pack from Eagle Moss, but I've now got 2 issue 33s instead of issue 34. So I've got, I opened it up, I sorted it all out, and then I realized, hang on a minute, I've already got this pack. So I need to speak to Eagle Moss tomorrow and sort that out. I'm probably going to have to send them back and wait for 34 to come to me, so goodness knows. And then I think that's it. The Bismarck, I haven't done much on the Bismarck for a while. I need to get back on that one. But like I said, we have had a bit of a chaos household. I'm not going to go into it, but it's been very difficult to get recording done, if you know what I mean. It's I have to pick my times, and with it being a nice weekend this weekend, but at the moment I am currently doing the Ecto 1 on issue 121. So I'm putting the body of the car and the chassis of the car together, which hasn't turned out easy at all, but I'm getting there with it, and hopefully that will be out on the channel tomorrow. So Ian Campbell says, take it easy all, see you on the next stream. Take it easy, Ian. Got John Marley making saying ta-ra. I've got Jordy Dave saying, see you all tomorrow. I was off to work now. Good luck at work, Jordy Dave, on your night shift. I've got Dave McBill saying, see ya at Jordy Dave. I've got the Nexus saying, hopefully see you all at 7 over on my channel. Bye, Mark. See you at 7. I'll be heading there once I've ended this live stream, Kev. And then we've got D House saying, at Jordy Dave, see you later, mate. Okay, so 7 o'clock, we've got 7 o'clock, we've got the Nexus. He's doing his Sunday live stream. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, we've got DS Models and Vintage, and he's going to be doing his Unbuild Route Master tonight. So please tune into that. Obviously, it's a different night now. We kind of worked it because Johnny Day, so I'm doing night shifts on a Sunday. We've now moved Dano's Universe's Enterprise and the Northern Model Builders to a Wednesday evening now. So it makes it so he's being able to be in the show. So that's been moved to a Wednesday now. You got Disney Dollhouse tomorrow at 7 o'clock with Yorkshire Craft and Crafty Chris at 7 o'clock. And then we've got Crafty Chris doing her Eddie Stobart at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday we'll be doing the Northern Model Builders at 8 p.m. And then Thursday is the Craft and Chat at 7 p.m. with Yorkshire Crafter, Crafty Chris and Horlicks. And then Friday, hopefully, we'll be cracking on with Horlicks and Spitfire and getting it to rise even more from the ashes. So I'm just going to say, right, D House saying, and Jodie Dave, see you later. We've got Ian Campbell saying, Martra Alex, little gift on the way.
I don't know that one.
Neither do I. I'm going to say, that was really good timing. Building the Voice says, cheers, Mark, see you next time. See you later, Scott. So I'm going to bob off because I'm going to go watch the Nexus at 7 and then I'm going to watch in DS Models and Vintage at 8 p.m. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic week. Oh, sorry, yes, George Dave, 8:30. 8:30 on Monday is the Titanic build. Sorry, George Dave. It's because it's a new show. I mean, I should know because I'm in it tomorrow. You know, I will be there tomorrow doing the instructions. So, but yeah, 8:30 with Johnny Dave on his Titanic, and he says, yeah, tomorrow. And then we've got D Harris saying, see you all later. All right, guys. So I'm going to say good night and go and enjoy my evening watching some fantastic builders. And yeah, if you like the video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please keep remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you'll be notified of any future issues. I'm really intrigued now. I think you are, Horlicks, because we've got Dave McBill says CD. We've got Helga saying, good night all, good stuff, mate. Thank you, Helga. Horlicks, at in, gift for us. And then we've got Ian Campbell saying, yep, Alex. And then we've got Ian Campbell saying night all. So, okay, so good night all. I've got all my social media links down in the description if you want to check them out. And also, I have my Patreon down there in the description as well. So I'm going to get off and I'll see you all next week. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30 for John Dave's Titanic. But I hope you all have a fantastic week and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.